Hello, and welcome back to Skep's Unnamed Deck Showcase. With the metagame more or less settled now, at least before the zombie swarm descends upon the format, I figured I would make my return to Duel Links content with a showcase of one of my favorite archetypes of all time, and a deck that has been solidly top tier since its release in this game, all while not relying on a skill that plays the deck for you. At long last, folks, allow me to tell you about Live Twin. So here we are with the deck, and boy, it sure does feel good to be back with a deck that's just playing 3-ofs of a ton of good cards. Let me go over the card by card and our skill to explain what exactly we're trying to do with this particular build of the deck. Like many other Live Twin builds, we are playing Legend of the Heroes, the first archive skill I believe we got in Duel Links. Rather than being a skill that just sends free cards from your deck to the graveyard or adding them to your hand for absolutely no restriction, this skill simply allows you to gain 2,000 life points if the total link rating of monsters on your field are 2,000 or more, meaning if we have 2 link 2s or a link 1 and a link 2, we can gain 2,000 life points. Very funny, they released this skill immediately after nerfing 3 effects for Tinyi's Sins, and then just made a better skill for Tinyi. That's pretty funny. This skill's second effect can be used turn 5 and onward. Return 4 link monsters from your graveyard to the extra deck and add 1 Mech Knight Crusadia Avramax from outside your deck to the extra deck. This is incredibly good, less so for the Mech Knight Crusadia Avramax add, and more so the fact that you essentially get to play 8 Live Twin extra deck monsters instead of just 6, because you can, of course, return the extras you need. So that is the skill we're playing. I don't really think you should play other ones. I've seen some people play Destiny Draw Mystical Space Typhoon, which I'm 100% on board. That's very funny, as well as Fiend Farewell to send the big bisexual to the graveyard. Let's go over the card by card now, showing you what we're trying to do with this deck. 3 copies of Kiss a Kill, 3 copies of Lila, as is mandatory. Sorry, folks, you do need to run a main box 3 times for 6 total URs. Doesn't feel good, but I mean, hey, if you needed a reason to get out of the game, this is about as good as any. 2 copies of Effect Veiler. Ironically, despite this being the hand trap you're most likely to pull by going for the Live Twin monsters, it's actually not as strong this format as DD Crow, in my opinion, which we are, of course, playing 2 of as well. One of the strengths of this deck is you can summon Kiss a Kill on your opponent's turn, drawing you into hand traps, which is why I'm on 4. Sometimes I want to draw on my opponent's turn and immediately be able to use what I draw. These are the best resources that allow you to do that. 2 copies of MST, because this deck does really like to remove back row. Going second, you can also play Cyanite Crosswipe to chain to targeted effect negation on your twins, but I thought that was a little win more, so I've decided to go for Mystical Space Typhoon instead. Still playing Enemy Controller, a very good card, gets your extra evil twins off the field, so you can get your Kiss a Kill pop and a Lila draw on the same turn, potentially. Of course, 3 copies of Secret Password and 1 copy of Live Twin Home, sort of acting as our 10 copies of our starters. If you don't draw either twin, you can draw Secret Password, search Live Twin Home, discard something, summon a twin from deck, and do your combo. That's not ideal, because you are locked into evil twins going second, so you can't potentially weave through a Nightmare Unicorn combo. And more importantly, the discard sort of makes your +1 combo an even 0, which is really not good for a deck that lives and dies off its card advantage. Since we're playing 3 copies of a Spell Searcher, we're going to play 1 GG Easy. I really like this card. It's not as powerful as Present, but it is something you can activate multiple times a duel off of 1 card, so I believe there is reason to consider it, although, of course, you are not wrong for cutting it. Evil Twin Present typically is a second copy of Enemy Controller, more accurately Creature Swap. If you control a Kiss a Kill monster and a Lila monster, you can activate one of these effects. Target a Kiss a Kill or Lila monster you control and 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, swap those monsters you control. And its secret effect that'll help us later, you can target a set spell trap your opponent controls, shuffle it into the deck. This effect is actually semi-relevant in Duel Links, where the best card in your opponent's deck are the set face-down cards. Not very good going second, because obviously your opponent can just interrupt your combo before you get the chance to activate Present, but it can potentially be very good going first if, instead of playing a combo deck, your opponent's playing a back row deck and sets 3 cards and passes. You can potentially Live Twin Present one of them away, pop another one of them on your opponent's, or on your next turn with Lila, and hopefully swing for some decent damage and control the game from there. And the last 3 cards are our Trinity Pieces of Choice Crackdown. Since this is a link spam strategy. Crackdown is extra powerful in this deck, especially because your link monsters only require one live twin. Lilla requires just a Lilla monster plus anything else. Same thing with Kiss a Kill, but for the Kiss a Kill monsters, so you can steal an opponent's monster, link into your twin of choice, and go off from there. Highly powerful card. I think Crackdown is the best Trinity piece to be playing in your live twin deck. Let's go over the extra deck, starting with the evil twins themselves. 3 Kiss a Kill. It's the one you always want to make multiple copies of going first, so you'll always make 2 going first, so having the third one in your back pocket is nice. Only 2 Lilla, because I highly value extra deck space in this deck, and you only weave through 1 going first, so you already have an extra one by playing 2. You can play 3. I don't necessarily think that's correct or incorrect, but I would rather play a Nightmare Phoenix over them for situations in which I need it for lethal, because Phoenix plus Lilla plus Kiss a Kill is lethal, and that does come up. Lilla plus Kiss a Kill plus Lilla is not lethal, and you can't even do Lilla plus Kiss a Kill plus Lilla, because you have to not control a Kiss a Kill monster to activate Lilla's effect, and vice versa. So sometimes you'll link off one of your big evil twins for a Phoenix, use your second evil twin to revive the one you linked off for Phoenix, and that is lethal. 1 Nightmare Unicorn, just a way to out cards that can't be destroyed or will plus your opponent upon being destroyed, like Shadal monsters. And, of course, the real reason I'm playing 2 copies of Lilla, Ningirsu the World Child's Warrior. I think non-targeting removal is incredibly important, especially on ranked ladder when you can't guarantee your opponent is going to be playing certain strategies. You're likely to run into Lunalight and Blue Eyes and stuff, and having a card in your back pocket to out established non-targetable threats is incredibly important, so I highly recommend playing Ningirsu at the very least if you plan to use this deck on ladder. If you're playing in tournament and you can reasonably expect your opponent not to be playing any sort of untargetable bosses, then Ningirsu's value goes down, but for the unknown landscape that is ranked, I think it's not wrong to at least consider playing this card over the 3rd Lilla. That is the card by card. I'm pretty confident in this deck. Obviously, you could shave it to 20 if you wanted to maybe get rid of the GG Easy and, like, I don't know, 1 hand trap maybe. I think a lot of people are just playing like 1 of each. I think this isn't wrong, but I'm fine with 22 cards. I like the list that I am currently playing, so let's show you how it performs on the ranked ladder in this metagame. Alrighty here, folks. Game number 1 here, going to be up against an Odeon on Stall Burn. Not the most metagame choice in the world, but still is something you're likely to find on ladder. And since they are playing Time Lords, this will showcase how we are going to out our opponent's big bunguses without targeting and destroying them with our Lilla. So we're going to go through our generic, standard rather, first turn combo, even though we're going second. We don't need to be targeting or destroying any of their cards. So we're going to make Pink here. Pink's going to revive Baby Blue. Going to link Pink and Little Blue into Big Blue, as is our want. Revive Big Pink from the graveyard. Draw a card. Draw into GG Easy. Very nice, which allows us to search the Evil Twin present instead. Going to set 3 cards and pass. They're going to shuffle back Time Lord. We're going to activate Evil Twin present in the battle phase. Should have done it in the main phase, but I don't know how my own cards work. We're going to activate MST to blow up that Gungato, and we're going to try our best to win the game. Sandaeon's going to shuffle itself back. Going to normal summon that blue. Summon Pink from deck. Link Pink and Blue off for Big Blue. Going to activate Big Blue's effect to revive Pink to draw us another card. Going to go into the battle phase and attack. Since we have GG Easy, we don't have to link them off. That's just another reason why I like it so much. We're going to activate Crackdown, and they give up. Game 2, folks, going to be up against an Esperoba on Shadal's from the new box, featuring Beast from the Scam box. They're going to activate Life Point Boost Alpha instead of the Shadal skill, which is why I did not include this in the quote-unquote meta and rogue section. This is just a sort of a spaghetti game, but I wanted to show it off nonetheless. We're going to activate Kiss a Kill's effect after link summoning it to revive Little Blue. Summon Big Blue from the extra deck, activate its effect to revive Big Pink. They're going to effect failure that. Why they didn't effect failure the normal summon, I don't know. But then again, they're also playing Life Point Boost Alpha Shadal, so our opponent probably does not know how to play the game. We're going to chain Lilla to their El Shadal Fusion. They're going to make El Shadal Gristia. Weird choice there. Activate El Shadal Hollow and Re-Shadal Windy. We're going to activate Kiss a Kill to draw a card from our deck, and it's Crackdown. That's fantastic. They're going to set Shadal Falco. Really don't want to destroy that card. They're going to activate Shadal Hedgehog's effect to search a monster. We're going to activate GG Easy to tribute our blue to bring it back and blow up Gristia. Gristia's going to add them back Nef Shadal Fusion. Of course, El Shadal Fusion is dead. They're going to have to normal summon a Shaddoll, which they do, equip it with Nef Shaddoll Fusion, and now they can make any Shaddoll monster, which I am not too worried about because they can't get rid of 2 of our monsters, so we should be able to play on their turn. They're going to activate Construct, activate Falco, activate Dragon. Then we are going to Chain Effect Veiler. We are going to sadly lose Crackdown. I should have activated Crackdown on their normal summon, but we're going to be just fine. We're going to take 600 points of damage. That is totally fine. We are going to revive Pink, and they are going to give up. Next game, the first against a semi-competent strategy. Well, our last Shaddoll opponent did not know what they're doing. We'll see if maybe this Yamayugi on Constellar knows how to play the game. Something tells me they probably don't. We are going to search our Live Twin home, discarding our second Crackdown to perform our combo, which means we will not be going plus. We'll see if we can't make it happen. We should be able to make something out of this hand, though, since we did open, of course, Crackdown and GGEZ. We're going to link summon a copy of Big Pink. Big Pink's going to activate to bring back Little Blue from the graveyard. You should know how this goes by now. Make Big Blue from the extra deck, activate Big Blue in the extra monster zone, to summon Big Pink, draw a card from our deck, it's Effect Veiler. That's an absolutely fantastic card. Going to activate our skill, drink some Gatorade, get up to 16,000 life points here, make the second Pink, set 2 cards, hold on to that Veiler, and pass. This unfortunately does mean we are fresh out of extenders, so if they play through our board, we might be out of luck here. They're going to activate the level 6 on normal summon. We're going to activate Kiss a Kill, and we're going to destroy Rosselhog so they can't get access to their graveyard. They're just going to activate Swords of Revealing Light. Just because the game gives it to you for free doesn't mean you need to be playing these cards, folks. We're going to steal that level 6, link off for Unicorn, shuffle back the face-down card. Then we are going to activate Lilla, activate Kiss a Kill. Then we're going to link summon a second Kiss a Kill, activate the effect of Kiss a Kill, and they're going to give up because we have lethal on the field. Next game here, going to be up against Scourge of the Ladder, Neos, played by Neos Ubel. Big thanks to the Discord server for helping me farm some replays versus newer and semi-meta decks, because I sure as shit can't find good people to play against on Ladder, that's for sure. So we're going to do our standard turn 1 combo here, normal summon our blue, summon Pink from deck, and do our turn 1 combo. We open pretty well, but with no follow-up, so hopefully Crackdown, MST, and Crow plus Econ are enough. And they should be, unless our opponent opens all 4 pieces of Exodia and then draws the 5th piece for turn. They're going to normal summon Ubel. That's a pretty good start. We're going to take that with Crackdowns before they can get up to shenanigans. They draw MST. We're going to activate the what's-his-face. They're going to negate that with Crow. Not negate, they're going to banish the target with Crow. So we have to Econ, meaning we're going to give them the Ubel back at the end phase. And they have Neos Fusion. I forgot this card was unlimited. Why did they do that? Oh, boy. So we're down to 3550. We draw a starter for turn. Let's see if we can't make something happen here. We're going to normal summon, special summon from deck. Second verse different than the first because we're making blue. Going to draw for turn an MST. Going to make Nightmare Unicorn. We really want to get that Kluger off the field. Going to deal 2,200 points of damage with a Crow in hand. They're going to normal summon Neos at Eternal Bound. They're going to search Super Poly. They don't search Super Poly. We might have a chance. Oh, they drew Super Poly. Well, they're going to get to fuse off our Dark Monster. We were probably going to lose anyway, and their last card in hand, of course, the Miracle Contact they added for free. They already have multiple Neos in the graveyard, so there's nothing we can do, and we lose the game immediately. Wow! Last game here, folks, going to be up against a Callan Kessler on Mayakashi. Going to be going second here. They're going to set 3 cards and pass. We'll see what we can't make happen here. We're going to normal summon Pink, link off with Pink and Blue for a copy of Big Blue because we actually want to pop back row this time around. We're going to revive Little Pink. Then we're going to summon Big Pink from the extra deck. Rather, they're going to activate DD Crow. So that will throw a wrench in our plans here. We're going to link summon a copy of Lilla. Then we are going to search a copy of the trading card. It's actually a trading card. We're going to search the card that lets us trade monsters. They're going to normal summon a Mayakashi. We're going to revive Pink. They're going to activate Book of Life. Then we are going to activate Evil Twin Present so we get that Daki off their field. They're going to link summon not a copy of Nightmare Unicorn, but Nightmare Phoenix. And they're going to revive a level 2. We're going to Evil Twin or Live Twin home at the end of the turn just to get that lock off of our field. Then we're going to run the gambit here. Make Live Twin Kiss a Kill, activate Kiss a Kill's effect to bring back Lilla. Gonna blow up that Phoenix, activate our skill at long last. summon Nightmare Unicorn to the middle zone, activate the effect pitching MST, shuffling a card back, drawing a card, reviving pink, drawing another card, and hitting in for lethal damage. DD Crow right on time. I lied, bitch. This is our actual last replay up against Salamangreat, my favorite deck in Duel Links. Just a fun match. Salamangreat versus VTUBERS. Any sort of mid-range deck versus Salad that doesn't have a skill that pluses you immediately versus Salad is just a ton of fun because both decks are just aiming to play fair Yu-Gi-Oh! Pretty low to the ground and very interactive. They are going to normal summon Falco to special summon Foul, make Balinks, going to activate Balinks. I want to keep them off of the field spell, I think, because we have DD Crow for whatever they send off of a potential Gazelle. They do not open Gazelle access, one of the very few hands in the deck that doesn't produce that. They're going to link summon Sunlight Wolf here into the extra monster zone and pass, probably telegraphing a hand trap, but we do draw an extender, which is nice. Of course, that extender does mean we're going to have to discard one of our 2 DD Crows, which isn't exactly where we want to be. We're going to activate Kisakill's effect. They're going to DD Crow the blue one. That's fine because we have no response. We're going to activate Secret Password. Sadly, not going to grab the present, but rather the home. Discard our first Crow to summon blue. Link summon Big Blue. Activate the effect of Big Blue to summon Kisakill. We draw Crackdown, which is absolutely fantastic. We're going to gain 2,000 life points, link off for Kisakill. Probably not the smartest play since they have Balinks engraved. They're going to normal summon Jack Jaguar, special summon Foul. We're going to take that Sunlight Wolf so they do not get an add back off of Sunlight Wolf. They're going to link summon the Balinks, and that will search them the Sanctuary after all this time on turn 3. Going to activate Sanctuary. We're going to activate Kisakill to bait out the Balinks. Why not? We're going to try to pop the field spell. That's totally fine. We just want this on the field. They're going to link summon Sunlight Wolf and going to activate Jack Jaguar. We're going to DD Crow that Jack Jaguar in response. Foul goes back to the deck, which is actually very good. We kind of want them to draw Foul for turn because it's kind of dead. So I butt bungle this play right here. I'm supposed to link summon these 2 off for a second blue, activate blue to summon pink to draw a card. Then normal summon this thing and make Unicorn to discard the card I drew to spin Sunlight Wolf. But I've been getting on this big health kick recently called drinking leaded water. So my brain cells at this point were leaking out of my nose onto my keyboard. So I just normal summon immediately, link summon off into Unicorn, and just sit there like a fucking idiot. So I figure I threw at this point. We're going to revive Kisakill, getting them an add back off of Sunlight Wolf. Really, really not where we want to be. But we draw enemy controller for turn, so we win anyway. Oh, what an awful replay. Big thanks to my opponent for this game. This was very funny. So we're back with the deck, and any deck that's only loss is to a Neos Yubel player on ladder is probably in a pretty good spot metagame-wise. You can't beat every Neos Yubel player. After all, you're just likely to run into so many of them that law of averages, one of them will eventually draw Exodia versus you. Let's talk about the pros and cons of this deck. The strong suit of this deck is its consistency. We have 10 starters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 ways to access our linear combo. Out of 22 cards is about a 90% consistency rate, and you can go further down if you want to, maybe cut hand traps and the GG Easy, which you're not wrong for doing. I think staple count, you definitely want to be playing Crow, and you definitely want to be playing Crackdown over anything else. I think Mystical Space Typhoon is better than the Cynet Crosswipe you can be playing. So I wouldn't really change the staple lineup too much, barring, how many copies of hand traps you want to play and if you want to play GG Easy. Ningirsu didn't come up in these replays, but as you saw in a lot of them, I did begin my turn with both Kisakill and Lilla on the field, meaning that I could have, if I needed to, link summon Ningirsu the World Child's Warrior before I was Fiend locked, which is why it's here. I know a lot of people will see you're locked into Fiends with the Evil Twins and just sort of like put nothing but Fiends in the extra deck, but there are ways you play this deck that let you access Ningirsu to the point where I think you probably should play it because this deck really does struggle outing non-targetable boss monsters. Another problem with the deck is that because you only really have starters and your extender minuses you do kind of still lose to one form of interruption if your starter gets effect veilered or your guy gets DD Crowed. And on the flip side, you can sometimes just not draw a starter and get a hand full of nothing but hand traps and crackdowns, which technically is 4 forms of interaction, but also not your linear strategy. So that's my thoughts on the deck. I'm a really big fan of it. It leads to a lot of fun games of Yu-Gi-Oh! I like playing a deck that's cards win and lose your games for you. Legend of the Heroes really just keeps you alive so you can play your cards more rather than generating like 16 forms of advantage, which I have complained about in the past. I think this deck's fantastic, and barring its high price tag, I suggest many people give it a try, and given its nature of low to the ceiling and linear combos, it's a great deck for new players to learn the game. I highly recommend you give it a try if you are at all interested. Thank you so much for watching this video. So that's that. Thank you so much for watching this video and sticking around till the end if you did. I hope you enjoyed the video, or at the very least found it informative. And if you did, please consider leaving a like and a comment to support my videos in the eyes of the algorithm. Hopefully I'll be back to making semi-regular Duel Links content on this channel in amid my other uploads, and I will see you in the next video.